Sarva Vighna Upate Nilapavasukunda Sabom Bhadram Karnebhihi. Om Bhadram Karnebhihi Srunuyamadevaha Bhadram Pasyema Akshabhihi Yajatraha Sthirairangai Tushtuvaagumsastanubhihi Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti naha Pusha Vishwavedah Swasti naha Tarshyo Arishtani Swasti no Bruhaspati
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Agne Naya Supataraye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidvan Yuyodhyasma Juhurana Meno Bho Istante Namavuktim Videma. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Abrahman Brahmano Brahmavarchasi Jayatam Arashtre Rajanyah Shorashabhyadi Vyadhi Maharato Jayatam Dogdhim Dhenurvodhan Nadvan Asusaptihi Purandhiryosha Jishnarateshtha Sabheyo Yuvasya Yajamanasya Viro Jayatam Nikame Nikame na Pajjanyo na Varshatu Palavatyo na Voshadaya Pachantam Yogakshemo na Kalpetam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vakprana Chakshuhu Stotramato Phalamindriyani cha Sarvani Sarvo Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarotu Anirakaranam Astu Anirakaranam Me Astu Tadatmana Nirateya Upanisatsu Dharma Te Mahi Santo Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadha Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harivam Namaste Guruji.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Thank you very much. So we have covered the entire Ashtavakra Gita, and just a day last week or so we started the Narada Bhakti Sutras, an important text which is later, and at first we have got the Sandilya Maharshi, who also wrote on Bhakti, and sutras are the formulas which are very important, but they are very short rules. They are called, sutra is called as a short rule, where so much of information and explanation and methodology and technology, everything is packed inside. It's something like a package. Every sutra is a package. If you untie the package, it depends on so many people and our comfort also. So Narada Sandilya Maharshi Bhakti Sutras are over. We have not done, we have to go to the Tarvata. Then now we have started the Narada Bhakti Sutras, where Narada is also reckoned as the top bhakta of Sriman Narayana. Because a true bhakta knows what would exactly please the boss, the Paramatma, so that he can take action accordingly. So yavat punyam, yavat papam, tatha prachalati asmakam vidhanam or vidhi. That is what people say that. But yet the Paramatma has got the highest authority. There is nobody above him. Whatever he decides, and that is the our luck. That's why Ishvaraha, Ishvari, Ishvaranam, and Ishvari, Ishvarinam, and all that is Parameswara. And moreover, in Ashtavakra Gita, trying to get answers and explanation and lay out regarding 3 points. One is how to attain knowledge. Katham va jnanam vruddhi bhavati. Second one was katham va mukti bhavishyati. We want to have mukti. Any work we undertake, we want to complete it. Purnata gauravaya. So purnatvam we have to attain. Then the third one is called Vairagyam. Katham vai Vairagyam prapnoti. Vairagya is there. So the another form of the word Vairagya is Bhakti. Bhakti is also has so many divisions and all the explanations. But what is basically Bhakti? That Narada Maharshi is trying to start with that. There are 87 suktas or so, or sutras, which Narada is trying to explain the various modes of bhakti. And the first one, the first sutra, he talks about the nature of the divine love. Love is normal. Love in mundane world has got very passionate and all connected to the indriyas. Indriya baddha moha, indriya baddha prema, and swartha baddha prema, etc. So, but swartha rahita and indriyatita parama bhakti it is called. That's what it says that. Now the first sutra we have covered, but still we can just talk about it. We are in the first sutra. Last class we inaugurated, and we started only for the first sutra out of 84. But there is a division among all the sutras. I am trying to put forth a short, brief summary of the Narada Bhakti Sutras, which has been composed or written by Sri N.C.B. Nath Garu, who lives in Bangalore, and who is a non-vegetarian, but is a untired rishi, no matter his age, but he is very active helping us. So in the next issue, I think Veda Narada Sarit, you will be able to see a brief summary of the Narada Bhakti Sutras, so that we will be getting a comprehensive outlook regarding these particular sutras. Now the first sutra reads, and you can actually, if you don't have a text, you can write down also as and how we are in the lesson, because they are very short sentences actually. Sentence means, what is sentence? Vakyam. In Sanskrit, they define the vakyam to be an idea. And also they say that supting antam padam vakyam. A simplest definition is the supt is a noun, thing is the verb. So vakyam, a vakyam, the sentence, an idea will have the subject, then you have got the predicate, what is called verb. So that way, and that is sutra. And again, we have noted down the definition of sutra to be alpaksharam, asandigdham, saravat vinivesitam, sutram, sutrakruto viduhu. And also you see asandigdham. Yes, any sutra should not give you a rise for any doubts. And moreover, saravat vinivesitam. You must have packed the entire information in an essential form, rather in the form of an essence that we are able to drive through. Something like in France language or French language, they say the petrol, which is very important for the engine, for the movement, for the engines, they say la essence. Essence andre the petrol. Without petrol, no vehicle is useful. So that kind of fuel is important. Similarly, here he says that ಸಾರವತ್ ವಿನಿವೇಶಿತಂ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸೂತ್ರಕೃತೋ ವಿದುಹು ಅಂತ ಸೂತ್ರವನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಸೂತ್ರಕಾರರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಹೂ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಸೂತ್ರಕಾರ? ಶಂಕರ ಟಾಪ್ಸ್ ದ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಅದರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಶಂಕರಂ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯಂ ಕೇಶವಂ ಬಾದರಾಯಣಂ ಸೂತ್ರಭಾಷ್ಯಕೃತಂ ವಂದೇ ಭಗವಂತಂ ಪುನಃ ಪುನಃ. ಸೊ ಸೂತ್ರ ಭಾಷ್ಯ ಕೃತಂ ವಂದೇ. ಸೊ ಸೂತ್ರಕೃತಂ and bhashyakrutam vande jagadgurum. So Shankaracharya, Keshavam, Badarayanam. So Badarayana also is there, Vyasa. So Shankaram, Shankaracharyam, Keshavam, Badarayanam. So Sutra Bhashyakrutam vande. These are all great Sutrakaras. Of course, there are many more are there, because the Sutra literature actually begins from our Vedas. After Brahmanas, Aranyakas, we have got the Sutra literature and Upanishads and all that, so that the entire Vedic wisdom and knowledge gets packed in sutras. And even the sutras are also relevantly divided, connected to the domestic rituals, connected to our laws and moral behavior, and also connected to the sacrifices, Sauta Sutras, and connected to the mathematics, how to build a fire altar. That's a trigonometry. They are called Sulba Sutras. So that way we have got Dharma Sutras, Sulba Sutras, Rauta Sutras, and also like that we have so many divisions. But in the same spree, we have the Bhakti Sutras. For that, there are so many people who have tried to expand, explain, and give the Mahima of the Bhakti and all that in their own compositions, one way or the other. For example, Bhagavatam is the top one. Secondly, we have got Bhagavad Gita, top one, Bhakti Marga, Bhakti Yoga, and we have got Narayaniyam by Bhattatiri, talking about the Guruvayur Krishna. That's also a Bhakti Kavya. So we have so many Bhakti Kavyas. And even Kalidasa also has some compositions where Bhakti is Bhakti Cheda Irava Virachitam Bhuti Mangega Jasyanta. So there also he talks about Bhakti and all that. But now let us go with the Narada, who's the first definition, as we have explained. Athato Bhakti Vyabhaktim Yakhyasyaamaha. Shivalinga ಅವರೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 5 ಓದ್ತೀರಾ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದೆಯಾ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು? ಅಥಾತೋ ಭಕ್ತಿಂ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾಸ್ಯಾಮಃ.
ಗುರುಜಿ,
then I tell you, second sutra ಹೇಳಿ. ಸಾತು ಅಸ್ಮಿನ್ ಪರಮ ಪ್ರೇಮ ರೂಪ. Repeat.
ಸಾತ್ ಅಸ್ಮಿನ್ ಪರಮ ಪ್ರೇಮ ರೂಪ.
2 times.
ಸಾತ್ ಅಸ್ಮಿನ್ ಪರಮ ಪ್ರೇಮ ರೂಪ.
ಅಮೃತ ರೂಪ ಚ. Third sutra.
ಅಮೃತ ರೂಪ ಚ. ಅಮೃತ ರೂಪ ಚ.
These are the definitions. Then with that bhakti, what are we going to get ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ third ಸೂತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಲ್ಲಬ್ಧ್ವಾ ಪುಮಾನ್ ಸಿದ್ಧೋ ಭವತಿ. ಯಲ್ಲಬ್ಧ್ವಾ
ಯಲ್ಲಬ್ಧ್ವಾನ್
ಪುಮಾನ್ ಸಿದ್ಧೋ ಭವತಿ.
ಪುಮಾಂ ಸಿದ್ಧೋ ಭವತಿ. ಪುಮಾಂ ಸಿದ್ಧೋ ಭವತಿ.
ಅಮೃತೋ ಭವತಿ.
ಅಮೃತೋ ಭವತಿ. ಅಮೃತೋ ಭವತಿ.
ತೃಪ್ತೋ ಭವತಿ.
ತೃಪ್ತೋ ಭವತಿ. ತೃಪ್ತೋ ಭವತಿ.
Now we go to the fifth sutra. Before that, what is this? Fourth sutra. Fourth sutra is Yellabdhva. No, not that. Third, fourth one, where I can find this. Yeah, this one. Yat prapya.
ಯತ್ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ಯ. ಯತ್ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ಯ.
Na kinchid vanchati.
ಕಿಂಚಿದ್ ವಾಂಛತಿ. ನ ಕಿಂಚಿದ್ ವಾಂಛತಿ.
Na sochati na dveshti.
ನ ಶೋಚತಿ ನ ದ್ವೇಷ್ಟಿ. ನ ಶೋಚತಿ ನ ದ್ವೇಷ್ಟಿ.
Na ramate.
ನ ರಮತೆ. ನ ರಮತೆ.
न रमते नोत्साही भवति.
नोत्साही भवति न रमते नोत्साही भवति.
So this is very interesting for us. So the first sutra we have understood that it is called bhakti. No, the sankalpa is being given in the first sutra. Atha, ataha, bhaktim vyakhyasyaamaha. Atha means now. Ataha means therefore. Bhaktim means the doctrine of devotion. Vyakhyasyaamaha, we are going to expound or explain or do all these things. So in these things, we have got actually all sutra texts will begin with athato. For example, athato dharma jignasa, athato gnana jignasa, like that. We have got the jignasa, that is gnatum icha jignasa. And so, whatever that you decide to have that learning, it is called jignasa. So here, bhakti andre enu anta therefore, bhaktim vyakhyasyaamaha means we are to explain the bhakti in several words. But normally, what these sutras mean, to understand and to try to see the inner content of the sutras is not very easy. So unless the aspirant who wants to get over the mundane, avidyaya mrutyum ತೀರ್ತ್ವಾ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಈ ಅವಿದ್ಯೆಯಿಂದ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ you have to have an absolute aspiration, and also you should have devotion, you should have tolerance, you have to have patience, you have to have perseverance, forgiveness, mercy, serenity, santosham, courage, non-violence, truthfulness, purity. Well, so many things are there. So then only we will just look at the real taste of ಭಕ್ತಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಆಷಾಢ ಭೂತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಷಾಢ ಭೂತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಭೂತಿ ಇಸ್ ಭಕ್ತಿ, ಬಟ್ ಆಷಾಢ ಅಂದರೆ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಅವರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ಡ್. So in fact, we have got a story also. Yes, a make-believe Sishya became a bhakta to a good guru who had Dhanasanchaya, a bag full of some coins and all that money. But he was interested to take away that money from the Guruji rather than learn something. But anyway, it took long time for him. And as you see, when the time came, and after some time, the Guru went with his Sishya to a riverside. And the Guru developed so much trust on the Sishya. Then he said, you take care of my money bag, everything all my belongings. You stay here only, protecting that. I'll go and take dip in water, Ganga, and come back. So that was that. But ultimately, when Guruji came back, neither Sishya nor the money nor all those were there. So this is what we call as Ashada Bhuti. That's called make-believe bhakti. Paramatma is able to find out. Therefore, what is that bhakti then? Now, in the second definition is sa bhakti asmin. Asmin means in this aspect, what is that? Parama prema rupa. The bhakti is prema. Rupa is the form. So the form of bhakti is prema. Prema is abstract. But whenever you see rupa, the very word rupa means beauty. Andavagirathe. Rupa is a form, rupa is a beauty, and rupa is that's why many girls will have their name Rupa anta ಹೆಸರಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So Rupa Shabda has many implications in that word. And moreover, See, Parama Shabda is important. Parama means supreme. Prema is the love, attachment, absolute focus. And that bhakti, prema is very much Parama Prema Rupa. Andreno na anyat pasyati, na anyasrunoti, saha bhuma pritihi anta. So our Upanishads also define that when once you have got a love, you will have that love continued for a very, very long time until our last breath. For example, in our olden days, the Brahmi Vivahas, the man and woman coming together in Vivaha or wedlock, both are tied to each other, bandha, Vivaha bandha, until until a long time. Old age bandhu kuda, wife and husband, pati patnis, they will be very loyal to each other, and one takes care of the other, and thereby that dampatya is said to be Prajapati Vratam. ಅಂಥ ಪ್ರಜಾಪತಿ ವ್ರತ ಮಾಡಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಈಸಿಲಿ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅನುಗೀತ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೋಪನಿಷತ್ ಪಿಪ್ಪಲಾದ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ as an answer to the first question that Prajapati is interested to keep on creating, filling the land and people, land completely, generations together. But ultimately ಇವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ those people who enter into the wedlock is called Prajapati Vratam. So Prajapati Vratavannu andre Vivaha Samskara, they accept it, and those people will automatically get, because Santana will be there, they will be growing, and Uttarottara Kriyaha Sampadjantam, Uttarottara Vamshabhivruddhirasto, etc. Next tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I am going to start with the Punya Vachana mantras as we are having in the Sarvaveda mantra text, mantra pushpam, because the mantras which we are familiar, employed by the priests who come to do Punya Vachanam, that set is little variant compared to the set which our Ramakrishna mission people have explained as printed in the Sarvaveda Mantrahara Mantra Pushpam. Anyway, that's a different one. So the Prajapati Vratam, whoever does it, so Prajapati Vrata ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಕೊನೆ ತನಕ what is that that ties people? Parama Prema. The wife likes the husband and husband loves the wife, and that's why in the Vivaha itself there is a what is called as Brahmana Sadas. Veda Shirvada they will take the both couple and along with others. Then you observe there are 10 passages or khandikas where the expectations and the duties and all that is given in the 10. And I had the opportunity of discussing all those 10 passages, Vedic Ashirvada Gadya, in a conference at Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji's venue some time back when they had a seminar, 3-day seminar on the Vivaha Samskara. So ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಪರಸ್ಪರ ಪ್ರೇಮ ಪ್ರವಾಹ ಜನಿತ. See, the couple, man and woman, when they have come to in wedlock, that is, there should be paraspara prema pravaha. So the prema is taken to be as a pravaha. Here it is said parama prema anodu is otherwise between wife and husband, it becomes a paraspara prema. That is the love towards each other. And whatever comes and goes, the husband and wife stand together. That kind of bandha, samsara bandha is there, but still both of them can grow also spiritually. So at the time of marriage, both of them make a promise to each other, vittecha, kamecha, mokshecha, etc. Secondly, the boy says, the Vara says and Vadhu says, Pasurme Kamaha Tanme Edhi. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಮಂತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಜಾಪತಿ ವ್ರತವನ್ನು ಅಂಗೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. But when you come to the bhakti towards Paramatma, it is said to be Parama. Parama is something supreme, superlative. Beyond that, there is nothing. Something like that, Anishwaraha and Anishwari. Anishwaraha, Vishnu Sahasranamadalli, he is Ishwara and Anishwara. That is, he is the Lord, our Lord, and there is no Lord for Ishwara at all. That is, Mahavishnu is supreme. In the same manner, when you go to Lalita Sahasranamam, there also we have got the Anishwari and Swatantra Sarvatantresi Dakshinamurti Swarupini and Amavarki. Swatantra Sarvatantresi Anovaga, she remains as the complete ruler because Mata Sri Mata Maharagni Srimat Simhasaneswari. So that's why Parama Prema Rupa. ಅಸ್ಮಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಸ್ಮಿನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ, ವೆನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ವರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್? ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆಸ್ಕ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಪರಮ ಪ್ರೇಮ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ನಾಕಾಣಿ ಲವ್ ಆಗಲು ₹1 ಲವ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. It is that which is a constant divine spiritual attachment. Because all mantras, or Vedic mantras, tell the importance of the woman, the bride, importance of the bridegroom. Therefore, in the marriage, they say, Parama Prema andrenu, Lakshmi Narayana Sarupaya Varaya Lakshmim Kanaka Sampannam Sarvabharana Bhushitam ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ಪುರೋಹಿತರು ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಂ ಕನಕ ಸಂಪನ್ನಾಂ ಸರ್ವಾಭರಣಭೂಷಿತಾಂ ದಾಸ್ಯಾಮಿ ವಿಷ್ಣವೇ ತುಭ್ಯಂ. ಸೊ ನಾರಾಯಣ and Lakshmi, when they join together, the whole world is very much protected, encouraged, and everything would happen. That's why, if at all any problem, calamity were to occur, ಪುರೋಹಿತರು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಾಲಜರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀನಾರಾಯಣ ವ್ರತ ಮಾಡಿ, ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀನಾರಾಯಣ ಹೋಮ ಮಾಡಿ, ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀನಾರಾಯಣ ಸ್ತೋತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿ 41 ಡೇಸು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀನಾರಾಯಣ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಬೋತ್ ವೆಲ್ತ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Yesterday we had a wonderful talk by a risk management professor, and I wish that all, there are more than 200 people in the WhatsApp group. ಯಾರೋ ಬೇರೆಯವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದವರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಅವರ್ ಓನ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ರಿಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಸಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಮೇ ಬಿ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕಿಚನ್, ಯುವರ್ ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಲ್, ಬಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅಪ್ ಸಮ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ವೈರಾಗ್ಯ. ಮಂತ್ಲಿ 2 times 2 hours ಕ್ಲಾಸು ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. But anyway, yesterday it was a wonderful explanation, and I'll send, of course, the YouTube. I am posting that to the Narada Veda group. You can listen to that, where that professor has defined spirituality in a wonderful scientific manner, which our spirituality that we are always familiar in our Vedic texts. ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದ ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್, ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ಒಂದು. ಬಟ್ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ಲಿ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಡಿವೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಸ್ಸು, ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಇನ್ನೋವೇಟಿವ್ ಟಾಕ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಡ್ ಪರಮ ಪ್ರೇಮ ರೂಪ ಅಸ್ಮಿನ್. ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರೇಮ ಇದೆ ಮಾತ. ಭಕ್ತಿ ಅಗೈನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ divisions. One is apara bhakti and gauna bhakti and para bhakti, and so there are so many divisions. Apara bhakti adannu ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಗೌಣ ಭಕ್ತಿ, and para bhakti is called para bhakti. It is at a lower stage, that bhakti at a lower stage and bhakti at a matured state. See, a matured state bhakti, we have got examples. For example, Satya Harishchandra, Maharaja Chakravarti. Harishchandra is his Maharaja, but he has become so well known that he is called Satya Harishchandra. Similarly, we have got Sibi Chakravarti and Tyaga. he kept his body itself in the pan and tried to weigh with the bird. No, to protect the dove, he just tried to offer his own body. So, Sibi Chakravarti, that's why Potana, Srinatha Mahakavi tells in that, Kare Rajulu Rajamul Galgare, Garonatin Chandare, Vareri, Sirimutagatukuni Povanjalere, Mobai, Perainan Galade, and the Sibi Chandragupta, our example, quote Martha Sloka, Sister Pajadali, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥನು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಮಹಾರಾಜರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಪೇರೈರಂಗಲದೆ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ರಿಮೆಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಹೂ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ನೋ ಬಟ್ ಸಿಬಿ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಸತ್ಯ ಹರಿಶ್ಚಂದ್ರ ದಶರಥ ಮಹಾರಾಜ and Nala Maharaja. Well, these are all the great Chandravamsa Chakravartis who ruled our land, and also Suryavamsa Chakravartis. There are only two dynasties in Bharat, Suryavamsa and Chandravamsa. ಸೂರ್ಯವಂಶರಾಜರೆಲ್ಲ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಚಂದ್ರವಂಶರಾಜಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಂಶಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ವಂಶಗಳು ರೂಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಚಂದ್ರಗುಪ್ತ ಮೌರ್ಯ ಈಸ್ ಅನದರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ epoch making Maharaja Chakravarti who has started a dynasty independent in the name of his mother, in the name of a woman. Mura was the name of the Chandragupta, so it is called the Mauryan dynasty. Yeah, so ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಭಕ್ತಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಮೌರ್ಯನ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬೇಬಿ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಈ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪ್ರೇಮ ರೂಪ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಆ ಪ್ರೇಮ ಕೂಡ ಪರಾಪ್ರೇಮ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಪರಾಪ್ರೇಮ. ಈವನ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಕರ್ಮಾಸ್, ಈವನ್ ಅವರ್ ಪರಕರ್ಮ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಪರಕರ್ಮ. ಪರಕರ್ಮ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪರಕರ್ಮ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಪರಕರ್ಮ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡೋದು ಪಿತೃಕರ್ಮಗಳು. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಪಿತೃ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಎನಿವೇ ಆಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ದಿ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ that Parama Prema. For example, you see, look at the Rama, Krishna, and everybody, and Guru Seva and all that. In respect of Guru, the Guru Dakshina that Krishna gave, nobody can give in the world. He is a top Sishya who has given the top unparalleled Guru Dakshina. Because you know that Sandeepani Maharshi was dull when they were graduated and going away, Balarama and Krishna, after learning 60 months course with that Sandeepani Maharshi. And Sandeepani Maharshi had only one son. He died. But when they came through the Guru Patni, that my husband and we are both dull, because if you go away, we forgot our shoka, and then we start rejuvenation of that. Then what to do? Then Krishna and Balarama both went to Yama and Balchakravarti place. Yama came and they went to the place. They brought back the son live. And then before leaving, they presented the Kumara of Sandeepani Maharshi. So these are all the Guru Dakshinas that they go. That's why it's called, it's a spiritual guidance that all these human people, even Anjaneya, Hanuman. So there is no match for Hanuman's bhakti. Rama Bhakti Samrajya, even Tyagaraja also, Rama Bhakti Samrajyam. And like that, Parabhakti, Paramapriti, Paramaprema Rupam, and also. And again we have got the Antaryami Paramatma, it's called Gauna Bhakti. Now, Yavagalu Kutkundu, hours together, we cannot do bhajan. We can do bhajan these days. Namasmarana, Namajapa, Nama Bhajana, Valla Madbodu. But sometimes we have to do that kind of thing depending upon the leisure or availability that we can afford in the mundane world now. So Kaliyugadalli Namasmarana. That's why it's a Ramasmarana Adanyopayam Nahi Pasyamo Bhavatarane Rama Hare Krishna Hare Tava Nama Vadami Sadandru Hare Bhaja. So in Dasavatara Stotram, we have got this as a Pallavi. ಏನದು ರಾಮಸ್ಮರಣಾದನ್ಯೋಪಾಯಂ ನಹಿ ಪಶ್ಯಾಮೋ ಭವತರಣೆ ಮೋಕ್ಷ. ಈ ಭವವನ್ನು ನಾವು ದಾಟಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೋಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ರಾಮಸ್ಮರಣಾದನ್ಯೋಪಾಯಂ ನಹಿ ಪಶ್ಯಾಮಃ. ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ alternate way out to go to moksham. That's why even in Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, when Lakshmana is leaving, accompanying Rama, then Lakshmana might feel unhappy that he is leaving Ayodhya, is leaving. Then she says, Kausalya, the mother of Rama, advises Lakshmana. Look at the bhakti there in our Valmiki Maharshi, because not that only is Narada is the steering force. Earlier rishis are there, but Narada is trying to give that essence to us. She says, that Kausalya says, Ramam Dasaratham Vidhi Mam Janakatmajam Ayodhyamatavim Vidhi Gacha Tata Yatha Sukham. She says that Ayodhyamatavim Vidhi, understand, wherever you are, the forest you are going is Ayodhya. And Ramam Dasaratham Vidhi, note that Rama is Dasaratha Maharaja. Mam Vidhi Janakatmajam, you please consider me as Janaka. Janaka's daughter, Sita Devi, is our mother. And therefore, not having any kind of attachment to us or the city or anything like that, with free mind, you accompany Rama to forest. So forest is Ayodhya, Rama is Dasaratha, Sita is Kausalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi, and the forest. So this is exactly what is the form of the bhakti. ಪರಮಪ್ರೇಮ ರೂಪ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ರಾಮನ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅರಣ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗಾಗಬೇಕು. ಈವನ್ ಈಶ್ವರ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಟೆಸ್ when he says ರಾಮ ರಾಮ ರಾಮೇತಿ ರಮೇ ರಾಮೇ ಮನೋರಮೇ ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮತಃ ತುಲ್ಯಂ ರಾಮನಾಮ ವರಾನನೆ. So still explanation is there for the second definition, second explanation or sutra of the bhakti by Narada, saying that the whole world is considered as the supreme manifestation of supreme being. The Antaryami also is the same supreme being, and one's own Atma is the Paramatma. Because that's why in Mahanarayana Upanishad we have got the expression Atma me sudhyantam, Antaratma me sudhyantam, Paramatma me sudhyantam, Jyotiraham viraja vipapma ಭೂಯಾ ಸಗ್ಗಂ ಸ್ವಾಹ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಆರ್ದ್ರಂ ಜಲದಿ ಜ್ಯೋತಿರಹಮಸ್ಮಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಎಸ್ಸೆನ್ಸು ನಮ್ಮ ಔಟ್ಲುಕ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಗ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಲೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೋಡಿದಾರೋ, ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಎನ್ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್ Narada is trying to explain in 84 sutras that we will be completely informed with the tempo of the bhakti, and see that we pick up the bhakti for our own elevation and mood management, mood elevation, all that. So then we have got another important sutra, because many people are there who have been writing commentaries. Swami, especially the Swamijis of Ramakrishna Ashram or Chinmayananda's mission or this and all that, they always pitch upon the Bhakti Sutras of Sandilya or Narada. In fact, NCB Nath ಅವರು Sandilya Bhakti Sutras ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. And he has sent me the long article on Sandilya Bhakti Sutras, but it is kept pending, and it will see the light in our Veda Ganga very soon. Next issue probably we come to note down on Sandilya Bhakti Sutra, so that Sandilya Maharshi and Narada Maharshi, they are the engineering forces or the steering forces to explain the mahat of bhakti, the ways to adopt bhakti, and ultimately the goal that we are going to reach of bhakti. Because even yajna also bhakti is there. For example, in the mantra in Taittiriya Samhita, we got yajnam gaccha swaha, yajamanan gaccha swaha, yajnapatim gaccha swaha, yajnam gaccha swaha. Like that, we have got that yajna itself is being given the bhakti impact or import in that. Therefore, ultimately, where should yajna go? Yajna should go and merge in yajna only. Who is that yajna? Yajno vai purusha. That Purusha Narayana is yajna. Similarly, in Vishnu Sahasranama also, we have got the same kind of thing. So, Paramatvam is being indicated in that. So, and now in the third sutra, we cannot spend our lifetime in Bhakti Sutras, not having anything, but in the third sutra, again, Parama Prema Rupa is one formation given to that. And ultimately also in the third sutra, Narada Maharshi is Amruta Rupa Cha anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. So Chakara tells you also. And then the definition is not complete because there is always a scope for improvement. It cannot be exhausted. The scope for improvement can never be exhausted. As our professor, Dr. G.V. Devasthale, put a comment after going through my article on Agni to form a thesis, part of thesis, and he has gone through my article and ultimately with red ink, put a question mark and with a note. However, the scope is not exhausted. So I had to improve it. 6 times I wrote the article until he approved that it could go into the thesis. That was the professor I had. I'm very grateful to such gurus. Anyway, Amrita Rupa Cha, that is the nature of Amrita. And see, what is Amrita? This is also Amrita. So, Mruta and Amrita. Mruta is ghee. You understand? That's what we can say from Anugita, because all texts are interlinked. Because fortunately, I have the opportunity of explaining these texts to a group or 2 groups, but I am myself, they're all very great. A Siddha Purusha makes Krishna and Arjuna sit as students, and he keeps on talking about the dharma, niyama, moksha niyamas, moksha dharma, and moksha prapti sadhanas, and ultimately moksha. That's exactly what Anugita for 6 chapters minimum are being. And even on Anugita also, Dr. N.C.B. Nath has produced a wonderful article. But so he's a Rishi then. So here you see the word that Parama Prema Rupa and Amrita Rupa Cha. So what is ultimately what we have got to? Amrita factories are there in the heaven. And in Bhuloka, Tuppa factories are there. Because they get milk from the cow, and that only cow knows. But the byproducts of the cow's milk or milk, cow does not know. But cow is an eternal animal which will be supplying food for the gods. Ghrutam vai aharam devanam. Amrita aharam, Swargalokadalli, Amrita Utpadana factories are there. And Bhulokadalli, Tuppa Utpadana factories are there. As a result, the gods look for earth for Tuppa, and we look for Amrita from Bhulokam. So there is that kind of interflow, intercontact, internet between the God and man. Man becomes a God, and God becomes a man. Therefore, this transition between manhood to Godhead are very important. God is a head, man is a hood. You can understand as English. In English, they say that Manava is a hood, is a kiritam, and head, intelligence must be there. And Dev is a head. That is the source of intelligence is a Godhead. Look, like that, see, Amrita Swarupa. And moreover, you see, Amrita, it is a Rupa, but Swarupa. Swa means independent. That is, the devotion is a real nectar, and it is freed from, the Amrutatvam is freed from the cycle of births and deaths. Births and deaths is Amruta, Amrutaha Bhavishyanti. See, Mrutaha Bhavishyanti, nobody can continuously hold the body. That's why it is said, Mrutva punar mrutyuma padyante, Mrutva punar mrutyuma padyante, Adyamana swakarmabhihi, Kashatika krimayiva, Tatah puyante vasavaihi. This is Aruna Prashna. ಅರುಣ ಪ್ರಶ್ನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರ ಮೃತ್ವ ಪುನರ್ಮೃತ್ಯುಮ ಪದ್ಯಂತೆ ಡೆತ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಒನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆವರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಒನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸೆವರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಇನ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಜಾತಸ್ಯ ಮರಣ ಧ್ರುವಂ ಧ್ರುವಂ ಜನ್ಮಮೃತ ಚ ದಟ್ ಚಕಾರ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಹೂ ಡೈಸ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಬರ್ತ್ anybody who has taken birth must die. That's why it is said, what is it? Amruta Swarupa. But the Amruta has its own independent form beyond the deaths, beyond the births. So the birth and death has no connection with the Amrutatva. That's why we make a prayer in Rudram, Triyambakam yajamahe, Sugandhim pushtivardhanam, Urvarukamiva bandhanat, Mrityo muchya mamrutat. So Shiva has got two functions. One is he has to untie all our bondages in the material world. Then next, what is that? He has to grant Amrutatvam in us. So that is Shiva, Ishvara is a Bhogakaraka and Ishvara is a Mokshakaraka. That's why Pashamrutyovachya Hantan Yagnasya Mayaya Sarvanava Yajamahe Mrutyave Swaha Mrutyave Swaha. We say goodbye to Mrutyu. When Ishvara Anugraha, Ishvara Karuna is there upon us, we say goodbye because we no more want the birth. So when you are able to discard the incidents of birth again, repetition of that, you are, what else you have got? Amrutatvam. That's why that too, whom you are asking for this kind of favor, Triyambakam, three-eyed God. See, Agni, Surya, Chandra, Netraya. That's what in Rudra we talk about it. Namaste astu bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Triyambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakanthaya Mrutyunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya. Ultimately, Shiva Tattva is Sadashiva. Beyond it, there is nothing required for even Lord Rudra, and that has been acquired by the grace of Lalita Parameswari, who is the Pralaya Sakshini, Pralayakarini, Unmesha Nimishotpanna Vipanna Bhunavalihi. She is Unmesha Nimesha of Parameswari is able to start creation, start annihilation, and all that happens because of the flutterance of the eyelids of Parameswari. Unmesha, Nimesha. Nimesha is opening, Unmesha is closing. And in order to continue the creation to go on, Ardhanimi Lata Netraha, half closed eyelids, whereby you are above, you are downwards. So sometimes people are there doing meditation with Ardhanimi Lata Netras. For example, Muchukunda was one who was sleeping, opening his eyes. ಸೊ ಕಣ್ಣು ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ರೆ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈವನ್ ಕಣ್ಣು ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಯೋಗ ನಿದ್ರಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಾಸ್. Actually, in that Prashnopanishad, for a question asked by a guru, he said, when you go to sleep, only your indriyas, your limbs will go to rest, but your mind will not go to rest. And mind will be taking you away, away, away. That's what we call swapna. And who will be seeing all our swapnas, lakhs and lakhs of swapnas we are having? Paramatma is watching your swapnas. When once you cross that swapna, go into Turiya, Paramatma also takes note of that and he will act differently. And there is one more, as our Nath Garu was explaining, there is one more as called Turiya Turiya. That's the fourth stage of our sleep state. ಸೊ ಆ ತುರಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋರು ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರಪ್ಪ ಮಹಾನುಭಾವರು ಯಾರು ಋಷಿಗಳು. ಸೊ ಈ ತರಹ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅಮೃತ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ರೂಪ, ಅಮೃತ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ವ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೂಪ, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ತ್ರೀ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್. ಸ್ವ ಅನ್ನೋವಾಗ ಸ್ವಂತವಾದದ್ದು. ಸ್ವಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ. ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋ ಬಡಿ ಟು ಚೆಕ್ ಯು. ಯು ಆರ್ ದಿ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ದಿ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್. ನೀವು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ. ಈವನ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ. He can make the person to living, or he can be ordering that he should be die, he should be hanged. So anta highest authority. That's why when you talk about Lalita Sahasranamam, Ambar ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಯಗ್ರೀವ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ಶ್ರೀಮಾತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾತ್ರಗಳೇ. ಬಟ್ ಶ್ರೀಮಾತ and again Sri Maharagni, Srimat Simhasaneshwari. When once she is putting the Simhasaneshwari, she has got a scepter in her hand, the power of command, the magic wand in her hand, so nobody can touch that and all that. So that kind of leveled power of authority is vested in Lalita Parameswari because she is Shiva Shakti Ekaswarupini. The same thing you understand in the expression Amruta Swa Rupa. And Swa is always indicating the prema. Swa, everybody's prema is individualistic. Nobody can borrow others' prema to you, nor your own prema itself. Somebody may hate a girl, but you may love it. It's personal. In fact, I can example, I had a classmate in my little senior. Suddenly one day he came to me and said, and his own other classmate, he said, I love her, she's very beautiful, and etc. I went on praising that girl. Then I said, after all, she is in our own class or next to senior class, how can you love her? No, she's not at all beautiful. I told him, then he was disturbed and said, no, look, that girl through my eyes, she looks very beautiful to me. ನನ್ನ ಕಣ್ಣಿಂದ ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಣ್ಣಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಅವನ ಕಣ್ಣಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಶಿ ಲುಕ್ಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ స్వంతవాద అభిప్రాయం. దట్స్ వై ది ప్రేమ పెళ్ళిళ్ళు సొంతంగా అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. అమ్మ నాన్నలకి ఇష్టం ఉండదు, ఆ అత్తమామలకి ఇష్టం ఉండదు, కానీ వీళ్ళిద్దరూ పెళ్ళి మాల వేసుకొని సినిమాలో చూపిస్తున్నట్టు పూలమాల వేసుకొని ఇంటికి వచ్చి అమ్మ పెళ్ళి అయిపోయింది, మా ఇద్దరికి ఆశీర్వాదం చేయమంటారు. So this is how the prema is always swa, independent of any other decisions. Therefore, Amruta Swa Rupa, Amruta Rupa, Amruta Swarupa, Swa Amruta Rupa. You can make all this kind of pada word jugglery combinations and permutations. You will be able to get into more and more inner meaning, communication or messages. That's exactly the greatness of the Sanskrit language. And ಇದನ್ನೇ ದಂಡಿನ್ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾವ್ಯ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟ ಪದ ರಚನಾವಳಿ ಕಾವ್ಯಂ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನು ಶಬ್ದಂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಶಬ್ದಾರ್ಥವು ಸಹಿತವು ಕಾವ್ಯಂ ಅಂತ. ಕಾವ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲಂಕಾರ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್, fortunately, under Dr. K. Krishnamurti. But now I gave up the Alankara, coming to the Vedic world. So anyway, here Alankara Shastradalli Bhamaha, Vakarokti, Jivanavrta, Kuntaka, Anandavardhana, and Bhamaha, and Dandin, they're all great Alankarikas. So Dandin says, what is Kavya? Visishta Pada Rachana Valihi. Rachana, painting, picturing. And Avali is the series. Visishta andre especially. What is Visishta? Bhamaha says, he says, Ekam ekashabdaha suprayuktaha swarge loke kamadhuk bhavati. Then one word appropriately employed in a composition, it will yield you as much happiness and permanence as the Swargaloka would yield for people. And that. Anyway, there are also Sutra Prayas, Alankara Shastra. I'm trying to spend word mantra. We have got Chamakam. Sagna Vishnu Sajoshase Maam Vardhantu Vangiraha Jumnaihi Vajebhiragatam. Agna Vishnu Sajoshase Agatam Jumnaihi Vajebhi. ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟರಿ ಆಗಿ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ 600 desires. I think next month we are going to have a beautiful talk, analytical, mundane, super mundane talk on this Chamaka Prashna, where there are desires covering the entire scheme of human life. And so that's what going to be on 12th of April, because this month is over. April 12th, we are going to have wonderful analysis of Chamakam. And really, we can have some kind of reflection and trying to note down. So when you say that Garbhaschame, Vatsaschame, Triyavischame, Triyavichame, and Helavaga, not only your babies you are careful about, but also the babies of the animals, the offspring of the animals. 3 months, 1 month, 2 months, 6 months. You are not connected only to the Prakriti, trees and plants and all that. You are connected to the Pasu Sampada and also Manushya Sampada and everything, even to the God. Therefore, when once we are in the pool of Narada Bhakti Sutras, we are trying to cover up so much of areas in our Vedic world. See that, because when once you enter into food world mall or fab mall, ಆ ಮಾಲ್ ಈ ಮಾಲ್, ಇವಾಗ ಮಾಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಯಾರಾಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ತನಕ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾನೇ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಪೂಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಓಷನ್ ಆಫ್ Narada's Bhakti Sutras to understand Bhakti is Amritam, Bhakti is a Rupa, Bhakti is a Prema Rupa, and independent of all these things is Swarupa. So with this, I think I can stop here. We'll continue next Monday and try to brood over all these sutras. You can pick up the book next time or write down all the 84 sutras, and that will be your Bible. Om Swasti.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavijam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastama Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashta Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsatam. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Shri Vasudevarpanamastu. Shri Veda Purushashirvadostu. Om Shri Matru Charanaravindarpanamastu. Om Tatsat. Hari Om. Namaste Guruji.
So any feedback, Deepta must be there, or anybody, Purushottangaru, you must be having a lot of things to explain.
Yes, sir. I'm just getting into the Bhakti area. So the next class probably I will catch up.
Thank you very much. Sri Ram.
Sri Ram. Namaste. Thank you.
ಗುರುಜಿ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಇದು ಕಳಿಸಿದೀನಿ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Oh, you can send a list. I'll talk to you separately.
ಹಾ ಸರಿ.
I leave the meeting. Sri Ram.
ಜೈ ಶ್ರೀ